Hello and welcome to the Arkquarium. Come in and take a seat, the show is about to begin. Many specimens of Basilosaurus have been discovered. In fact, in the southeastern US in the early 18th century, large fossil bones of Basilosaurus had been used for decades as furniture and foundation posts for houses. This was before they were realised as belonging to a prehistoric animal. You may be forgiven for not knowing exactly what the Basilosaurus was. When it was first being studied around 1839, other discoveries had recently been made of giant marine reptiles like Mosasaurus and Pliosaurus. The skull and jaws of Basilosaurus closely resembled those of the Mosasaurus, and so it was assumed to be a marine reptile too, and was given the name Basilosaurus, meaning reptile king, by naturalist Richard Harlan. But it was Richard Owen who realised that it was not a reptile, but a mammal, and wanted the name changed to Zeuglodon. But due to strict naming conventions in paleontology, the original name stuck. The Basilosaurus is an example of an early whale, but it's not like any whale alive today. It has a long, thin body. It is similar in girth to a modern killer whale, but at around 15 to 18 metres long, it's over twice that length, and was one of the largest known animals to exist at this time, around 40 to 35 million years ago. Some scientists think it's possible that when underwater, Basilosaurus swam with an up and down undulating motion, but at the surface may have made snake-like side-to-side S-shaped movements. One thing we can tell about its swimming behaviour is that, unlike most modern whales, it would not have swam down to the depths and almost certainly spent most of its time swimming at the surface of the ocean. This is due to its vertebrae. Although they were large, they were not solid like modern whales. They would have been filled with marrow and fluid. This means that at depth, the hollow vertebrae would have been crushed due to the high pressure of the water. Other features that mark it out as very early on in the evolutionary line of whales includes elbow joints in its front flippers, something that has been lost in modern whales and is only now found in animals like seals. Also, the Basilosaurus still had hind limbs with feet and toes. When the first complete skeleton was found in 1990 and this trait was discovered, it surprised the scientists. It was assumed that evolution would quickly get rid of traits that weren't useful. These hind limbs were small and did not have a huge range of mobility. They certainly would not have aided swimming and probably would have hampered it. It is possible that they could have been used to grip a partner during mating. The limbs of Basilosaurus were not strong enough to support its 6-ton body weight out of the water, so it would have spent its entire life in the ocean. The long tail would have provided most of the power for swimming. It had a small fluke on the end, but studies of the skeleton and muscle structure reveal it did not have a particularly efficient swimming motion, and probably could not swim particularly fast, certainly not over long distances. Stomach contents of Basilosaurus have been found that reveal its diet would have been made up of large fish and sharks. Also, bite marks have been found on fossil remains of other whales that match the teeth of Basilosaurus. The complete skeleton found in 1990 I mentioned earlier showed signs that it had either been killed by or scavenged upon by sharks. It also had the remains of another whale inside it, but scientists are not sure if this was its last meal or an unborn fetus. Well, that's all I have for you today, and as always I hope you've enjoyed the video and you've learned something new. If you did, please let me know by leaving a like and a comment down below. I hope you join me next time when we'll be looking at the Tusotethis. I'll see you then. Goodbye.